Hello, I'm Alan, and this is my channel Pick a Cactus Games, where I talk about the games I'm making, which right now is Fool's End. And Fool's End came to Steam at the end of February, so it's now almost been a month since it released, and it's been doing pretty well. I'm pretty happy with everything that's gone on. I just thought today I would go through the roadmap plans for the rest of the year, like all the features I'm planning to add to Fool's End, and the kind of timing of which they will roll out, and just breaking down some further details, because I did put these details on the Steam community announcements for the game, but this is just going to hopefully allow me to go a bit further in depth for some of these finer details. Alright, so first we have the items which will roll out in quarter 2, so by that I mean somewhere between March and May this year. We've got 4 items. I'll start with the big one, the one bolded there, which is the daily challenge levels, which these are randomly generated levels that persist for one level per day, and every player in the world who's playing the game will get given the same level, and you can play it as many times as it takes to finish it, and then your name will go on the leaderboard depending on, firstly, how many times you died to complete the level. So say you died 5 times and completed the level, and no one in the world completed the level no one in the world completed the level with least deaths. The person with the least deaths would go at the top, and then it would sort by time. So say person A died 5 times, but it took them 1 minute, and person B died 5 times, but took 2 minutes. The person who did it quicker in this case, despite the same deaths, would go higher on the leaderboard. And I'll just show you how I've got it running at the moment, because it's not quite finished, but the logic for it is there. Just boot up GameMaker quickly. So the way I've done it is the random gen is tied to this. So the random gen seed is tied to the day, month, and the year on your calendar of the PC. So it'll be consistent for each player as long as you're not, messing around with time date files. But I mean, that's a whole different scenario if you are. Alright, so let's just boot this up and have a little look. You obviously can't access it from the main screen at the moment. I've just got a secret cheat key to access it. And boom, look at this. This level is entirely random generated. Wow. It's random generated based on a series of rooms inside the main level. So if you can see where it says 6 and it says 3, these are like preset areas of 8x8 in which I designed like a little mini room within the room. And then it breaks down even further. You have these things called chunks. You see chunks type 3. So within each room, there's a possibility of a chunk being created. And in these chunks, see I've got a bit of rock formation with lava around it. Or as you see, lava still pours from the top like in the other modes. Oh gosh, I've gotten myself killed there. But as you can see, start the game again, and it's still the exact same map. So you would keep going until you finish it, and then you go on the leaderboard. So I'm just going to run through it quickly. It shouldn't be too hard, since I've played this game a lot. See the different chunk type there. There's a stack of bombs. You can see it's randomly creating snakes, bombs, and other stuff throughout the map. We've got a different chunk down here. There's a bit of pollution here because there's 2 of the same chunks directly beside each other, which I need to try avoid. But these are the kind of refinements I need to make. But as you can see, the random gen is pretty much working how I'd want it to. At the moment, I've only got it set up for the caves biome, but it'll be pretty easy to set up for the jungle as well as the ossuary. I will roll it out with just the caves in the random gen selection first, so it'll be maybe the first week when it rolls out will only contain random gen levels made from the caves maps. But then, as I continue, it'll be random gen levels from across all 3 biomes of the game. And I mean, there's some changes to the overall game in this. As you can see, there's no corner pieces on the rocks because the way the tiling system works would be a bit funky with how the tiles are also, how the like rock pieces and stuff are generated here. I may end up putting corners back in, but for now it's just going to be how it is, I think. And I think the other cool thing with the daily challenge mode, so I think that's what I'm going to call it, daily challenge, blah, 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 The other thing, a cool thing I'm going to try to do is I can put kind of like seasonal items in, or just like a random little feature. Say I want to add pumpkins in for a week over Halloween. I can just add that to the algorithm and, ham-fist it in if I want. So I'll move on to the next point, which is a Linux version. In particular, I want to do a Linux version that is Steam Deck optimized. Now, I haven't got a Steam Deck. They're quite expensive in New Zealand, really, is the only reason I haven't got one. But I think platformers and games of small bite-sized gameplay like Fool's End are actually quite particularly useful on the Steam Deck. They're quite good for it. So I want to make a optimized version for it. Yeah, I have a Linux build Raspberry Pi which I can get to test just that it works, and I don't know, other than that, I don't think it should be too hard. I was originally considering doing a Mac version. I actually did want to do a Mac version, but you do have to pay a yearly fee to Apple, and I also don't have a Mac, so it makes it quite hard. And next, this is a much smaller item. It's customizable gravestones. In the game, when you die, a gravestone goes in your place of your death. And then the next time you play the game, the gravestone is still there. It's quite one of the more unique mechanics in Fool's End. I just think I could add a way for this to be customizable, and that I can have a preset of like 24 different gravestones the player can choose from, and maybe they can unlock as they go. This would be a very easy thing to roll out. I am thinking I will actually roll it out at the same time as the point underneath, which is the Vultures content update. I've called it the Vultures content update because I know there'll be vultures in it. I have vultures. I have sound effects of vultures recorded, courtesy of some voice actor friends of mine, who also contributed the voices for the caveman character, which you may have seen the YouTube short of, just showing how I made that. Anyway, so they've also recorded some vulture noises, which would be cool to add. I'm also going to lean into the elements of decay and the little ecosystem within the game, because there is. Let's just wind it back. In the game, when a demon or a snake dies or a rat dies, they decompose and maggots start coming out of them. And when you run over the maggots, they squish, but otherwise the maggots don't really do anything, right? The maggots do allude to the theme of the end boss being a mega worm, but other than that, maggots aren't exactly adding to gameplay. However, the maggots do infinitely spawn from a carcass, unless there is a rat roaming around, and then the rat will eat the carcass, and then maggots will stop. And I'm just trying to build on that a little bit more. So the vultures are going to come down, swoop, and eat the bodies. Maybe they'll eat the rats. Then there's going to be more elements which I haven't fully fleshed out, which will add into this side part of the gameplay. But anyway, that'll be a content update later maybe in like June or May. It'll be after the daily challenge levels anyway. But that will, I'll try to add some more levels of that, so just more gameplay for people to mess around with. Anyway, next, this is probably the biggest one that people will be looking forward to, I think. I hope anyway, is the level editor. I've written Q3, Q4 because the level editor will be the hardest thing to integrate to the game. They're going to take the most work to get it good and polished. And I may have to do it stage by stage where I roll out the level editor with just the caves biome first, maybe. I don't know how I'll roll it out. But this is something I will work on hard to get done by the end of the year, for sure. It's just going to be a fully blown level editor where people can share their maps and play it on other people's levels in Steam. So yeah, that'll be quite cool. A good challenge for me to build my UI skills as well, because it's all about the usability on that one. And then finally, just ongoing, weekly updates and fixes. I'm just going to keep updating this game for the rest of the year, pretty much at least. Any problem I see, I will fix. Anything I can improve a little bit, I will do. I've even just last week improved the attack animation while attacking demons and snakes. So, just little things like that I will keep working on. I don't really see why not. It doesn't hurt. I try not to spam too many updates in Steam, so people are always bothered with little micro fixes that they clog up their Steam dashboard with. But other than that, I'll just keep chipping away. There is one thing impeding my progress at the moment, which I should get out of the way. I've broken my wrist. I broke it playing football the other week, so now I am doing everything one-handed, which makes art pretty hard. But any coding stuff, I've kind of figured a way to do it with the left hand and maybe just punching things with the right hand like a primate. Other than that, that's the roadmap for the game. Yeah, so daily challenge levels coming when they come, hopefully soon rather than later. The next version also around the corner is a Vulture's content update, which I think will include the customizable gravestones. There'll be a level editor later in the year, towards the end of the year, and that'll be a way for people to share their own creations of Fool's End maps with my tools, and also just consistent weekly updates and fixes throughout the year. I'm happy to hear anyone's feedback. If anyone has any suggestions, I'm more than happy to take anything on board and try and integrate it or fix it or whatever. So yeah, that's the roadmap for Fool's End for the rest of the year. I'll also be starting to cook another game soon. I have nothing to share on that as of yet, because that's a long way away. I am studying full-time as well, so yes, a lot going on. But that's it. That's it for the roadmap. You can check out my write-up about it on the Steam community page for Fool's End. And yeah, if you haven't played the game, I'd recommend checking it out on Steam. Anyway, that's all. Thank you for watching. I'm Alan. This is Pickle Cactus Games, and this is Fool's End Roadmap 2024. Thank you.